I couldn't even count the amount of times I've been asked if I use Windex, or how many times I've gotten the comment, "Ew, you guys eat goat?" which is always accompanied with a disgusted facial expression. As you've already probably guessed, I'm Greek. My father came to America in 1974 when he was 13 years old, and my mom, although born here, is a first-generation Greek. This is obviously not something that I chose. It's in my blood. But I embrace every aspect of my culture to the fullest extent by choice. I am proud to be Greek, and this is a sentiment expressed by many of my fellow first-generation Greeks as well. My father, being straight off the boat, made a concerted effort to integrate me into the Greek culture. When speaking to him about what his approaches were in raising me, he said, "I tried to raise you the same way that I was raised." I hold a distinct mindset, which is greatly influenced by my upbringing in a predominantly Greek culture. I have discovered that my relationship with my family is unique primarily because we are Greek. In Greek families, it is very typical for a father to be protective over his children, and this is only amplified when she is a girl. I am not allowed to date officially until I graduate from college. I was not allowed to have friends that were boys. I had to call my dad every hour when I was over at a friend's house. This, of course, was not something that only I experienced. Every other Greek girl I knew faced the same issues. In the Greek community, this is seen as the best way to parent, to protect and nurture your children. In American culture, this is seen as strangling your kid. It was always difficult for my friends at school to understand. This was all due to the differing mindsets we had. Similarly, in America, most children are let go at 18. My dad has a different view on this issue. When asked how he felt about this, he stated that this was, and I quote, "abandoning your kid. How could anyone do that? The idea of letting me go at 18 to become independent was unfathomable." My dad isn't the only one who has this parental role in my life. My grandparents are just as influential and active in my life as my parents are. As you could say, we are a big, fat Greek family. Every Sunday, I ate lunch at one of my grandparents' houses, and seeing as they only live one street away from one another, dinner was only a minute drive away. I spent Saturdays at my grandparents' house, and when Wake says Parents' Weekend, my family interprets that as many family members as can fit in the car. Although you might think this is it, my family extends even further. My entire church community has watched me grow up and knows me by name. As shown in the results of the article, 78% of second-generation Greeks had a strongly favorable view of the Greek Orthodox Church. 90% of my memories of the past 19 years of my life occurred at that church with those people. I danced there and now teach dance there. I attended Greek school and also taught Greek school. I attended Sunday school and I volunteered at Vacation Bible School. The church is not only a place of religious worship for me, it is another home. Everyone is family, literally. Besides the fact that in some way, shape, or form, I'm related to half of the members of my community, everyone else is known as aunt or uncle. The same kids that I went to Greek school with, I also went to Sunday school with and danced with. They understand me in ways that my school friends don't. They ate the same food, spoke the same way, and had the same crazy parents who had the same ridiculous rules. They were able to relate to me in ways that my American friends would never be able to. As found in the study done, both foreign-born and U.S.-born Greek Americans tend to hold a strong attachment to their ethnic background. I had 20 other kids from my grade level who felt the same strong connection to being Greek as I did. We all embraced our identities as Greeks in America. We are proud that we are Greek. Because it was so much a part of how we were raised, it was almost impossible for us to separate this aspect of our lives from who we were. Who I was at home and with my Greek friends was one person, and who I was at school and with those friends was another. I don't share the same date for Easter as most of my friends. At Christmas dinner, we eat pasticcio and souvlaki. We do our cross before eating our dinner, and we dance in funny ways where we hold hands and all do the same step in a circle. I feel like I've lived a double life, and coming with that, I have the ability to view things in two different ways. Because I have lived all of my life in America, gone to school with all other Americans, and been immersed in this culture, I think in a very American way. But because I was raised and surrounded by Greek people and culture throughout my life, I find myself thinking in a very Greek way as well. I dress with American style, I speak English, and in this way I am Americanized. But there are some things that aren't American about me. I wear a mataki necklace, which is an evil eye, a symbol that is intended to ward off all evil. I speak Greek fluently, and I listen to Greek music instead of top 40 hits on the radio. And in these ways, I am very much immersed into the Greek culture. Because I share both of these parts, I can fit into two very different environments and feel as if both are home. While I do identify myself as Greek when asked, I realized that I cannot discredit the American parts of me. I spent a month in Greece. I thought, prior to leaving, that I would fit right in. I couldn't be further from correct. I was spotted as being American from miles away. When I'm here, I'm different because I'm Greek. But conversely, I'm different there because I'm American. They carried themselves differently, they had a different mentality, and had different life goals, and in this respect, it was hard for me to relate with them. This is when I discovered the difference between being Greek American and being a native-born Greek.